Hello, and thank you for tuning into the Art of SBA Lending. Never a dull moment around here lately. The Fed has raised the prime rate again. That's the sixth rate hike this year. And I am recording this before the Fed meeting, but assuming another 75 basis point hike, prime would be 7%. You know what that means? Double-digit interest rates. So what does this mean for us SBA lenders? Stay tuned as I break down the 7 ways rising interest rate environment will impact the SBA industry. Number 1, less demand. Let's start by putting ourselves in the small business owner's shoes. Most 7A loans have variable interest rates, and no one really knows where these rates are going. So I do think there's going to be less small business owners wanting to pull the trigger on their project because of the uncertainty of the economy compounded by rising interest rates. Number 2, impact to the DSCR. Cash flow is king with SBA. It's what repays our loans, and when rates go up, the amount of debt that we can provide goes down. Businesses can service less debt, but with prices still high, that can lead to a funding gap for some businesses. So deals that you looked at 6 months ago may not cash flow today. And a tight deal is just one Fed meeting away from getting knocked out of your pipeline. That leads me to my next point. Number 3, stress testing. Do you remember that line on the bottom of your cash flow analysis? No, below that. Yeah, that's the one. That's the stress tested DSCR. And we actually have to look at that now. But what do you stress test at? You would have needed to stress test like 4% at the start of this year just to catch up to where we are today. No one could have predicted that. I use 3%, and I want to see at least 1-to-1 coverage for the last year. Next on my list is conventional lending. So you think we have it bad? No deals qualify for conventional financing. Conventional lenders tend to have higher DSCR requirements and shorter amortizations, and they're just more conservative in general. Those businesses are going to flow downstream to SBA. That's what I'm counting on anyway. I think a lot of the owner-occ CRE loans that are coming up for renewal in 2023 and 2024 will not be renewed, and we'll be looking for homes with SBA. Next on my list is less rate competition between lenders. This is one of my predictions here going into 2024. The higher prime gets, less of a difference your margin over prime will make. Rate actually becomes less of an issue in terms of competition, which means the lenders that can deliver value in other ways like speed and certainty are going to win. Think about it. Maybe 5.5% versus 6% sounded like a lot, like far apart. Maybe that's a 8% difference in rate. But will there actually be any difference between 10.25 and 10.75%? That's a 4% difference, and it's pretty much the same. So prime plus 2.5, prime plus 3. If I were you, I would just max out the rate and reinvest those profits into fine-tuning your program. Also, I don't think fixed rates make sense anymore. If your claim to fame is having a fixed rate, I think you just rode a nice wave, but I think that is coming to an end. Number 6 on the list is the secondary market. It's down again. The way most SBA lenders get paid and make money is by selling the guarantee to investors via the secondary market. And investors want the loans to stay on the books as long as possible so that they can get a return on their investment. But when rates spike like this, borrowers are more likely to pay down their loans or refinance them altogether. And investors tend to react by paying lower premiums. And so right now we're seeing lower premiums. So lenders are making less money while, by the way, salaries, their biggest expense, is at an all-time high for the industry. And I think most lenders will just tighten their belt for the next 6 months and hope that the premiums rebound. But if they don't, who knows what can happen. Last but not least, obviously the most important thing on the list, BDO compensation. There are 2 main ways BDOs get paid, BIPS model and premium model. If you're a BDO and you're on the premium model, your compensation has gone down simply because overall premium has gone down. But if you're on the BIPS model, either your comp plan recently changed for the worse or it will be. Overall, BDOs should probably expect to share in the pain with their company while the premiums remain on the low side. So there you have it. Those are 7 ways the rising interest rate environment is impacting our business. All right, that's it for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast so you never miss an episode of The Art of SBA Lending. And if you have any feedback or suggestions, email me at ray@artofsba.com. Until next time, ta-ta.